Really a toss-up because I tried to work with him. I tried to sit down with him. I tried to show him, this is what I'm looking for. This is in your job description. And just had to do one of the hardest parts of my job. It doesn't happen that often. Just had to let somebody go. Just had to terminate somebody, terminate employment. And I'm talking about this because I've had a lot of requests in person, really, for people. They see me running around all day long. They see me here, there. They see me on Facebook traveling. They go, Marcus, document more of what you're doing. We're interested in just what you're doing and what's going on. And I got a lot of good comments when I do stuff like that from people. So I'm just documenting what's going on here right now. And so how did it go? People are probably asking. He understood. I sat him down. I've sat him down several times. If you saw my previous video, I was talking about how how a guest heard me reprimanding one of my employees. Well, that was an employee that I was reprimanding on Thanksgiving Day. That's the person who I told him to stop effing up, and I told him to start acting like a chef. Now, don't get me wrong, the guy's got a lot of great qualities, and I've been pondering this for quite some time. I've been talking to my friends in my mastermind group, all of the restaurateurs. What do I do? Do I get rid of him? Do I keep working with him? What's the right thing to do? And he's been with me since August, got me through a very tough time this summer when we were slammed, super busy. But there's a lot of things that just aren't up to standards that I myself have to hold him responsible for, and I was holding him responsible for, and he's had many warnings along the way to basically get his act together. Even though there's a lot of things, or a few things, that he does very, very well, that other chefs, he's done better than other chefs I've had here. So it's really a toss-up because I tried to work with him. I tried to sit down with him. I tried to show him, this is what I'm looking for. This is in your job description. And this is, on a scale of 1 to 10, you're doing it about a 6 right now, or a 5, or a 4, or a 7. I need better from you. And he understood. When I sat him down today, I said, you're not stupid. You know this isn't working. He goes, I know it's not working. And he said a couple of things, going through stress, and he hasn't been himself, and he knows he could be doing better. And it went very well. We ended it very amicably. He said, no hard feelings. I said, of course, no hard feelings. I said, believe me, this was never my intent to hire you and all of a sudden get rid of you 5 months later. That was never my intention. But at the restaurant, at any business, you have to hold your staff accountable. They've got to understand the standards. And I'm sorry, I like the guy. I really like the guy. And he does cook good food, but my business is the most important thing to me. And a lot of people just don't like to fire people. My wife, she does not like to fire people. She's not that person. I'm the person who always has to do it. But if you document everything along the way, right? So if 6 weeks ago we sat down and we went over everything he was doing right and everything he was doing wrong and everything needed to be improved. So he knew that 6 weeks ago. Then he knew it 4 weeks ago. Then he knew it 2 weeks ago. In fact, a week and a half ago, I sat down with him. I said, listen, this is crucial now. These are the things that have got to get accomplished. These are the standards you've got to bring up. These are it, and you have a week to get it together, right? You have 1 week to get your act together on these. And that didn't happen. He didn't follow through. He already had his final written warning 6 weeks ago. So to him, it was no surprise. And that's the way to properly fire somebody, is to show them along the way and try to coach them. Some people aren't coachable. Some people just have things going on that now's not the time. Maybe he's a great chef, but now's not the time in his life to be at my restaurant. But I gave him many chances. I showed him what to do. I led by example. I don't want to get into details what he was doing wrong. But when you hire somebody, here's one of the most important things. You have to hire somebody who's going to inspire your team, who's going to get people to work for him or her. And that was one of the downfalls that was happening right now. People didn't want to do things for him. The dishwasher didn't want to clean up after him. The prep cooks, the line cooks didn't want to do things for him. And that becomes a problem because and even though that's their job to do it, I tell them, hey, you got to work with the guy. I mean, but it's a respect thing, right? You have to earn that respect where they want to do things for you. When I'm in the kitchen, my guys are like, Marcus, you don't need to be in here. We got this covered. If we need you, we'll call you in here. So, which is awesome because they want it. They want to do good. Everybody, you hire employees that typically want to do good, and most employees want to do good. They're not there maliciously and things like that. Of course, there are some bad seeds, but when you hire employees, it's not their intent to go piss off the owner, to do that. But if you're not monitoring them, those things just happen because that's human nature, right? A quote I learned the other day was from Grant Cardone. When you try to things to a quota, it's not good enough. You have to do things to the best of your ability, to the absolute output of your ability. You have to do things to the max, because meeting a quota is useless. But stretching your potential and meeting your highest expectations possible is where things start happening. That last 10%. You do 20 push-ups, those last 2 push-ups that you force yourself to do is where it happens, right? Even though you set out, I'm only doing 20 push-ups, that's my quota. And at 20 you're still struggling, push yourself for 2 more. And if you can do 2, 3 more, that's where the magic happens. And it's like that with employees. You got to show them, hey, let's make some magic happen here. Let's go above and beyond. Let's do things. Let's work as a team and make something exceptional here. Now, some employees don't buy in on that, and that's a shame. But I got to tell you, being a manager since I was 24 years old, I started into a management position. I'm 44 right now. So I've been managing people for 20 years. At 24 years old, I was managing a staff of 15, 20 people, 2 restaurant operations, front of the house, back of the house. I was executive food director at a country club. I was promoted very quickly from executive chef. I took that job because I was doing a great job. And so working with staff that long, I've learned that, hey, some people don't want the money. Some people want to be recognized. They just want recognition. I have a dishwasher who comes in. The guy's so meticulous. He cleans like crazy. And he just wants to show me for 10 minutes. Sometimes I don't have 10 minutes. Sometimes I don't have 3 minutes for him. But he just wants to show me everything he's done because he needs that, right? The money's really useless to him. He wants more money, but he really wants the recognition. So I'm like, hey, listen, I don't have time right now, but as soon as I take this phone call, show me, because I want to see what you did. And man, I give him congrats, I give him kudos, I tell him what a great job he's doing, and I listen to him. He just wants to be listened to, and and the guy goes above and beyond. He goes, I'm the only one really working. I said, hey, I know how you feel, because I feel like that too sometimes, that I'm the only one working. But you know what? Because somebody else isn't doing their job means you get more hours and means you have better job security. So, not to get off tangent, my next video is going to be about who's the chef I'm hiring next. How am I going to replace this person in the kitchen? So, that is the next thing I'll talk about in the next video, because that's a challenge to be able to hire a chef. Or am I not going to hire a chef? What is my dilemma? Because I have no chef in the kitchen. Of course, I'm a trained chef. I'm cooking tonight. I'm cooking this weekend. I don't mind cooking, and it's getting slow, so what is the right thing to do? I'll talk about that next, and hopefully this helped somebody in their business just make a better decision.